Listen carefully. This is not comfort. This is conditioning. You are not here to be inspired for a moment. You are here to be reshaped permanently. The world does not reward men who feel deeply. It rewards men who think clearly under pressure. From this moment forward, you are training to become the kind of man who cannot be shaken, cannot be baited, cannot be broken. Understand this early. Defeat begins inside long before it shows outside. Most men lose because they react, explain, hesitate, or hope someone will be fair. You will do none of that. You will learn to stand still while chaos moves around you. You will learn to stay silent while others expose themselves. You will learn to wait while weaker men rush. This is not arrogance. This is discipline. Pain will visit you. It always does. But pain is not your enemy. It is your instructor. Every rejection, every loss, every moment you felt underestimated was shaping your nervous system, sharpening your instincts, thickening your skin. The man who cannot be defeated is not the man who avoids pain. He is the man who converts it into structure. You will stop broadcasting your intentions. You will stop seeking validation. You will stop explaining yourself to people who have not earned access to your mind. Power leaks through the mouth. Strength lives in restraint. When you master yourself, you remove the world's ability to control you. If this resonates, don't just listen, declare it. Comment, "I am forged, not fragile." Let it anchor the shift. This is only the beginning, but beginnings matter. The fire has been lit. Number 1, the death of reaction. Most men are defeated long before they ever lose. They are defeated the moment they react emotionally, the moment their face gives them away, the moment their tone betrays insecurity, the moment their impulses take control. From now on, you understand this clearly. Reaction is submission. Whoever controls your reactions controls you. You are training to become unreadable, calm when provoked, still when insulted, silent when expected to explode. This is not weakness. This is dominance at its highest level. A reactive man is predictable. A predictable man is controllable. And a controllable man will always be defeated by someone colder than him. The world will test you deliberately. People will disrespect you subtly. They will doubt you publicly. They will poke at your pride, your ego, your past mistakes, not because they are strong, but because they sense potential they cannot control. Your job is not to respond. Your job is to observe. Every time you don't react, you gain leverage. Every time you remain calm, you step above them psychologically. This is where Machiavellian power truly begins. You stop living on the surface. You stop announcing how you feel. You stop explaining yourself to people who would never understand you anyway. You let others talk. You let them reveal their fears, their intentions, their weaknesses. While they speak, you gather data. While they perform, you calculate. Silence becomes your armor. Detachment becomes your weapon. You learn to pause before every decision, every word, every movement. That pause is power. That pause is where weak men panic and strong men win. Understand this deeply. The undefeated man does not need to prove himself. He does not rush to defend his name. He does not chase respect. Respect follows structure, not noise. When you become emotionally disciplined, people feel it without you saying a word. They sense that you cannot be pushed, rushed, or manipulated, and that unsettles them. You are not becoming cold for the sake of cruelty. You are becoming cold for the sake of clarity. Emotion clouds judgment. Calm sharpens it, and judgment decides outcomes. If you are beginning to see how dangerous calm really is, mark it. Comment, "I move in silence." Let that phrase define you, not as an aesthetic, but as a code of behavior. From this point forward, every situation becomes a test of restraint. Every interaction becomes a chessboard. You no longer play to win arguments, you play to win positioning. And men who master positioning are almost impossible to defeat. This is only the second layer, and already most will fall off. Number 2, forging the inner fortress. If you want to become a man who cannot be defeated, you must understand this. Your greatest battles will never be public. They will happen alone, in silence. in moments where no one is watching and no one would care if you failed. This is where most men collapse, not because life is hard, but because they are internally unstructured. An undefeated man is built from the inside out. He does not rely on motivation, moods, or inspiration. He relies on systems, habits, non-negotiable standards. He does not ask himself how he feels. He asks himself what must be done. Feelings fluctuate, structure endures. You must build an inner fortress so solid that chaos outside cannot penetrate it. That means discipline over comfort, routine over impulse, long-term power over short-term pleasure. Every time you choose comfort, you weaken the walls. Every time you choose discipline, you reinforce them. This is where dark psychology becomes self-mastery. You begin to see how easily people are controlled by their desires, their fears, their need for approval, and you make a silent decision. That will never be you again. You train yourself to sit with discomfort without escaping it, to delay gratification without resentment, to work without applause. This alone puts you ahead of the majority. The man who cannot be defeated does not live for attention. Attention is a leash. He lives for competence, skill, readiness. While others display, he prepares. While others talk about plans, he executes quietly. While others seek shortcuts, he builds depth. There will be days when no one notices your effort, weeks when progress feels invisible, months when it feels like nothing is changing. This is the filter. This is where weak men quit and strong men separate themselves permanently. The fortress is not built in dramatic moments. It is built brick by brick, in repetition, in boredom, in silence. Remember this: confidence is not loud. Confidence is calm. When you know what you are capable of, you do not need to announce it. When your foundation is strong, you do not fear storms. You welcome them as tests. If you are committing to this internal structure, mark it now. Comment, "My mind is fortified." Not as a trend, but as a promise to yourself. From this point forward, you stop measuring yourself against others. Comparison is a distraction designed to weaken focus. Your only comparison is yesterday's version of you. Your only mission is to become more controlled, more capable, more precise. The world cannot defeat a man who governs himself. And once your inner fortress is complete, everything outside becomes secondary. This is the third layer, and the pressure is only increasing. Number 3. Starving the weak impulses. If you want to be undefeated, you must be ruthless with one thing above all else: your impulses. Most men are not defeated by enemies. They are defeated by urges. The urge to react, the urge to escape discomfort, the urge to be liked, the urge to feel pleasure now instead of power later. These urges look harmless, but they slowly drain your authority from the inside. An undefeated man understands a brutal truth. Every impulse indulged is power surrendered. Look closely at the men around you. You will see patterns. They cannot sit in silence. They cannot delay gratification. They cannot stay consistent when motivation fades. They chase stimulation, validation, entertainment, and approval. And then they wonder why life never bends in their favor. Weak impulses create weak positions. You are no longer ruled by what feels good in the moment. You train yourself to pause before acting. You question every urge. You ask, does this strengthen me or does this soften me? Does this move me closer to control or closer to dependency? This internal questioning is not hesitation. It is dominance over self. Dark psychology is often misunderstood. It is not about manipulating others first. It is about mastering yourself so completely that manipulation has no entry point. A man who controls his impulses cannot be bribed with pleasure, threatened with discomfort, or distracted with noise. That is true freedom. You will feel resistance here, strong resistance. Your body will crave ease. Your mind will argue for exceptions. It will tell you that you deserve a break, that one indulgence won't matter, that discipline can wait until tomorrow. That voice is not your friend. That voice is weakness negotiating for survival. You do not debate with weakness, you starve it. You replace impulsive behavior with deliberate action. You choose routine over chaos. You choose repetition over novelty. You choose boredom over regret. This is how control is built, not through intensity, but through consistency. The undefeated man is not extreme. He is exact. He knows when to push and when to conserve. He knows when to speak and when to remain silent. He knows that self-respect is built by keeping promises to himself, especially when no one else is watching. As your impulses lose power, something changes. Your presence becomes heavier. Your words become fewer but more precise. People begin to feel that you are not easily moved. They may not know why, but they sense it, and sensing it, they adjust. This is how dominance forms without force. If you are committing to starving your weaker impulses, anchor it now. Comment, "I control what controls me." Let that phrase remind you that discipline is not restriction, it is direction. From this point on, you stop living reactively. You stop being pulled by appetite, fear, or emotion. You move with intent. You act with calculation. You conserve energy for what truly matters. Most men never do this work. That is why most men remain predictable, and predictability is defeat waiting to happen. This is the fourth layer, and now the transformation becomes visible. Number 4, the discipline of strategic patience. At this stage, you must learn something most men never grasp. Power is not about speed, it is about timing. Weak men rush because they are driven by anxiety. Strong men wait because they are driven by certainty. The man who cannot be defeated understands that impatience exposes intention, and exposed intention is vulnerability. Strategic patience is not passivity. It is controlled aggression held in reserve. It is the ability to delay action while others reveal themselves. While impulsive men burn energy proving themselves, you conserve energy positioning yourself. You let situations mature. You let people speak. You let patterns reveal their true shape. Most men lose because they act too early. They show their hand before the game is clear. They commit emotionally before leverage is established. They demand outcomes before they deserve them. You will not do this. You will wait until the moment is asymmetrical, until action costs you little and costs the other side everything. This requires internal calm. A nervous man cannot wait. A desperate man cannot observe. A man ruled by ego cannot remain silent. That is why patience itself becomes a filter. It removes the unfit automatically. While others expose desperation, you accumulate advantage quietly. You begin to see life as a series of long games, not short battles. Careers, relationships, influence, reputation, all of it compounds when managed correctly. You stop chasing immediate validation because you understand delayed dominance is far more lethal. You would rather be underestimated today and undeniable tomorrow. Machiavellian power lives here. You do not reveal your strength prematurely. You let people misjudge you. You let them think you are slower, quieter, less ambitious than you really are. Underestimation is camouflage. It lowers resistance. It creates openings. This is where many fail because patience bruises the ego. It feels uncomfortable to stay silent when you could speak. It feels painful to wait when you could act. But remember this, ego seeks relief, power seeks results. You sacrifice the first to secure the second. You begin choosing your battles with surgical precision. You stop arguing with people who cannot be convinced. You stop competing with people who are not worth beating. You stop responding to provocation that offers no strategic return. Every unnecessary reaction is a leak. Every unnecessary action is exposure. The undefeated man understands that restraint magnifies impact. When you finally move, it is decisive. When you finally speak, it carries weight. When you finally act, it changes the direction of the room. Because you did not waste yourself on trivial conflicts. If this mindset is locking in, mark it. Comment, "I wait, I watch, I strike." Not as aggression, but as clarity. You are not violent, you are precise. As patience strengthens, something subtle happens. Anxiety fades. You no longer feel rushed by time or pressured by others' timelines. You operate on your own internal clock. That independence alone places you above most men psychologically. You are no longer chasing moments. You are engineering outcomes. This is the fifth layer. And now, your presence begins to control the tempo of everything around you. Number 5. Emotional self-sufficiency. If you want to become truly undefeated, you must sever one of the deepest chains most men never see: emotional dependency, the need to be understood, the need to be appreciated, the need to be reassured. These needs look human, even innocent, but they are liabilities. Anything you need from others can be used to move you. The man who cannot be defeated is emotionally self-sufficient. He does not outsource his stability. He does not hand the keys to his mood to other people's words, actions, or opinions. Praise does not inflate him. Criticism does not collapse him. He remains internally constant while the world fluctuates. This does not mean you feel nothing. It means you feel without being ruled. You experience emotion, but you do not obey it. You observe it, process it, and decide whether it deserves action. Most men skip this step. They feel and immediately react. That is why they are easy to manipulate. Understand this clearly. The moment you need someone's approval, you lose leverage. The moment you need someone's affection, you compromise position. The moment you need to be validated, you expose weakness. Independence is not loneliness. Independence is insulation. You begin to enjoy your own company. Silence no longer scares you. Solitude becomes a training ground. In that space, you refine your thinking, sharpen your values, and strip away emotional noise. You stop chasing connection out of emptiness. You choose connection from fullness. This is where your power becomes calm and heavy. People notice that you do not seek reactions. You do not fish for reassurance. You do not over-explain. That absence of need creates gravity. Others lean in because you are no longer leaning toward them. You also learn to detach from outcomes, not because you do not care, but because desperation weakens execution. You give your best effort, then you release the need to control how things unfold. Attachment creates fear, detachment creates freedom, and freedom allows precision. At this level, emotional triggers lose their grip, insults slide off, provocation fails, manipulation collapses. You cannot be baited because there is nothing inside you begging for approval or relief. That is what makes you untouchable. If this shift is taking place, anchor it now. Comment, "I need nothing to stand firm." Let that phrase remind you that the strongest position is internal completeness. From here forward, you are not seeking to be liked. You are seeking to be aligned with your principles, your standards, your long-term vision. And alignment always outlasts attraction. This is the 6th layer. And now, control is no longer something you seek. It is something you embody. Number 6, becoming unreadable. At this level, you stop broadcasting who you are. You stop advertising your thoughts, your plans, your next move. Transparency feels honest, but it is rarely strategic. The man who cannot be defeated understands a simple law. What is visible can be targeted. What is predictable can be countered. What is emotional can be controlled. You are learning to become unreadable. This does not mean deception for its own sake. It means discretion. It means choosing what to reveal, when to reveal it, and to whom. Most men speak to relieve internal pressure. They talk to feel lighter. They explain to be understood. In doing so, they hand away leverage. You do the opposite. You absorb pressure without leaking information. Your face becomes neutral. Your tone becomes measured. Your reactions become minimal. Not because you are hiding weakness, but because you are protecting strength. When people cannot read you, they project, they assume, they guess. And in their guessing, they expose themselves. Watch how quickly others reveal their intentions when you give them nothing to work with. Watch how uncomfortable people become when they cannot provoke you. Watch how power dynamics shift when you refuse to react the way they expect. Silence forces truth to the surface. You also learn to separate emotion from expression. You may feel anger, disappointment, ambition, desire, but you no longer display it impulsively. Expression is a choice, not a reflex. This single shift alone places you ahead of most men psychologically. You are no longer transparent. You are selective. Being unreadable protects you in conflict, negotiation, relationships, and leadership. It prevents manipulation. It reduces interference. It allows you to move quietly while others move loudly. And loud movement attracts resistance. Understand this. Mystery is not weakness. Mystery is distance, and distance creates control. People cannot rush you if they do not understand your pace. They cannot pressure you if they do not know what you want. They cannot derail you if they do not know where you are going. This is where Machiavellian restraint becomes lethal in its effectiveness. You do not argue emotionally. You do not defend your ego. You do not clarify every misunderstanding. Some misunderstandings are useful. They lower expectations. They invite underestimation. And underestimation is one of the most powerful strategic advantages available. You begin to notice something important. The more controlled and unreadable you become, the less chaos enters your life. Drama feeds on reaction. Conflict feeds on exposure. When you remove those inputs, everything quiets down. And in that quiet, you gain clarity. Clarity allows you to see people as they are, not as they present themselves. You notice inconsistencies. You notice timing. You notice motives. You are no longer distracted by words. You observe behavior, and behavior never lies. This is not isolation. This is sovereignty. If you feel yourself pulling back from unnecessary expression, from emotional noise, from oversharing, mark it now. Comment, I reveal nothing unnecessary. Let it remind you that every word you don't say preserves power. From this point forward, you are no longer easily influenced. You are no longer easily read. You are no longer easily moved. You choose your moments. You choose your battles. You choose your exposure. Most men never learn this. That is why most men are constantly reacting to circumstances they helped create. This is the 7th layer. And now you stop being visible. You start being inevitable. Number 7, the man who cannot be defeated. Now everything converges: control, patience, detachment, silence, discipline. This is where it stops being theory and becomes identity. You are no longer trying to become powerful. You are removing everything that made you weak. The undefeated man is not built by addition. He is revealed by subtraction. You subtract excuses. You subtract emotional dependency. You subtract the need to be seen, praised, or understood. What remains is a man who stands on his own structure, a man whose stability does not wobble with circumstances, a man whose presence is felt before his words are heard. You understand now that power is not loud. It does not beg. It does not chase. It does not argue. It waits. It watches. It moves only when movement is decisive. While others are consumed by urgency, you operate from inevitability. Outcomes begin to align with you, not because you force them, but because you are prepared for them. The world respects what it cannot manipulate. People test boundaries instinctively. When they find none, they retreat. When they sense calm certainty, they adjust. You no longer need to dominate rooms. You let rooms adapt to you. That is real authority. You also accept a hard truth. This path is lonely, not because you are isolated, but because fewer people can walk at this level. Your standards will alienate the undisciplined. Your silence will confuse the insecure. Your restraint will intimidate the impulsive. That is not your problem. That is the cost of sovereignty. You do not seek conflict, but you are no longer afraid of it. You do not chase power, but you are no longer denied it. You do not announce your strength, but it is recognized anyway. This is the paradox of mastery. When you stop trying to prove yourself, proof appears on its own. Remember this above all else. Being undefeated does not mean never losing. It means never being controlled by loss. You learn, you adapt, you return sharper. Ego breaks men, discipline rebuilds them, and you have chosen discipline. From here on, your actions speak quietly and land heavily. Your words are few but exact. Your commitments are rare but unbreakable. You move forward without noise, without hesitation, without need. If you are stepping fully into this identity, seal it now. Comment, "I am inevitable." Let it mark the end of who you were and the beginning of who you operate as. If this mindset sharpened you, strengthen the channel that builds men like this. Like the video. Subscribe to Sigrhythm. Turn on notifications. This is not content for entertainment. It is conditioning for those who refuse to be defeated. Stay disciplined, stay silent, and let the world adjust.